What's up, guys, and welcome to the Tim's post-game analysis of the Green Bay Packers hosting the Detroit Lions. The Lions take down the Packers 34-20. Lions absolutely dominated this game from start to finish. 25 first downs to 15 Lions way. 7 for 17 on third down. They really fell off in the fourth quarter when they just started running the ball. They did go 2 for 2 on fourth downs as well. 3 for 11 for the Packers, 1 for 1 on fourth. It was a big fourth down, trying to get back into this game. They stayed alive, but it did not work. You had 8 penalties for 70 yards lost against the Lions, 4 for 31 against the Packers, 2 turnovers to 1. Packers had 1 more. And then the Lions dominated time of possession, 38-22. Let's look at the box score. You had Jared Goff, 19 for 28, 210 yards, a touchdown and an interception. He was sacked twice for 20 yards loss. Jordan Love, 23 for 36, 246 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. He also was sacked for 5 times for 43 yards. They could not start running the ball, them being Green Bay. 5 carries, 18 yards, leading rusher for Jones on the day. Only 12 carries for 27 yards as a team. You had David Montgomery, 32 carries, 121 yards, and 3 touchdowns. The former Bear free agent pickup for the Lions coming alive. Even though they drafted a first-round running back, they are making David Montgomery the bell cow and making sure Jahmyr Gibbs can stay healthy for a full 17 games. A lot of people have talked about rookies only used to playing about 12 games a year in college. 17 games is a long season. They're trying to make sure he stays healthy, hopefully for a playoff run, them being the Lions. The leading receivers, you had Josh Reynolds, 3 catches, 69 yards. You had Romeo Doubs, 9 catches, 95 yards, leading receiver for the Packers. You had Jordan Love, who fumbled the ball. Actually, not really a fumble. It was a throw backwards and ends up going out of bounds. Brian Branch led the Lions with 7 tackles, and Quay Walker, 19 tackles, including 1 for a loss. Big day for him. Tons of guys got a sack. You had John Kaminsky had 1. Liam McNeil had 1. Aiden Hutchinson had 1.5. Charles Harris had a half. And Isaiah Buggs had 1 himself. So 5 sacks for the Packers. Devontae Wyatt and Carl Brooks also had 1 apiece for the Packers. Kicking, you had Riley Patterson, 2 for 2 on field goals, 4 for 4 on extra points. And Anders Carlson, brother of Daniel Carlson, if you didn't know, for the Raiders, 2 for 2 on field goals as well, one of them from 50. So my thoughts on this game. The Lions looked really strong against this Packers team, especially offensively. They pretty much commanded this game through and through. When they needed a score, they got it. They really tried to run the ball in the second half and ran it pretty well. Even they were running it on 3rd and long. They just really wanted to get that clock moving down as fast as possible, making it harder and harder for the Packers to come back. Jordan Love early in this game looked absolutely horrible. I think it was after 3 drives, they had -1 yard of total offense. And after 2 drives, they were at like -6. So it was really, really slow going for the Packers in the beginning. They did come alive a little bit in the second half. They did get helped by some penalties also, though, to keep some drives alive. It just wasn't a very good day at all. They were missing Bakhtiari, and they were also missing Jenkins Elgton at the left guard. They were really getting destroyed by this Lions defensive line. McNeil, Kaminsky, Aiden Hutchinson, Charles Harris. They were really living in the backfield, pressuring Love all throughout the day. They did get 5 sacks. They also probably had another literally 5 or 6 pressures at least, maybe even more. They were really all in that backfield throughout the day. And Brian Branch looked really good. He did go out with an injury, though. It was a very scary injury. I thought he tore his Achilles. It looked really bad. It looked like almost non-contact. I wouldn't say non-contact because it was like he was going for it, but really he planted that right foot and he went right down, grabbing at the ankle. They went in, took some x-rays. It looked like it was negative, so he did come back into the game, but he did look still a little shaken up, so maybe a high ankle sprain. Probably won't feel too good tomorrow, but luckily for the young kid, he did come back because he is on a really, really good season, maybe fighting for the Defensive Rookie of the Year. We will see. Amon-Ra St. Brown, absolute stud. He didn't even have to do all that much. 5 catches, 56 yards, and a touchdown, and the touchdown was beautifully executed. So they had 2 receivers on the left side, Amon-Ra St. Brown on the outside, and I believe it was Jahmyr Gibbs on the inside, actually in the slot. And they run the classic pick play. So you had a wheel route by Gibbs, and you had a little hitch route from Amon-Ra St. Brown. But the trick is when he made contact with the Jahmyr Gibbs defender, he actually spun off him and ran deep. So turned it into a little bit of a hitch and go, but it was the DB, Rasul Douglas, I believe it was, just absolutely full-fledged running to stop the hitch and way out of position when he spun off that tackle. Wide open Amon-Ra. Beautiful play executed by the Lions. But yeah, this day obviously goes to David Montgomery. 32 carries, 121 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Talk about having a day. And he didn't start off too hot. He was only averaging maybe 2.5 yards a carry for the first 10 carries or so. And then just wearing down that defense, tiring them out, winning the time of possession battle, beating them down, and he ends up with almost 4 yards a carry after a pretty bad start. And yeah, just absolutely incredible day. There was times there that felt like the Lions could really call any play in the playbook and it would work. They were absolutely killing them throughout there. And the Packers offense really struggled mightily. They seemed like the exact opposite. They almost couldn't do anything right, especially in that first half. The only reason they had 3 points early in the game was from an interception. Jared Goff on the opening drive threw an interception, and the defense of the Lions held him to a field goal. But outside of that, the first half was absolutely zilch. I wonder what the total yards was in the first half. I think it was probably 20. I think they ran 22 plays and had 20 yards in the first half. That is how bad the Packers offense came to play tonight, especially at home. Not a good look on primetime TV. Matt LaFleur has to be kicking himself. Even with missing offensive linemen, a couple of other injuries, you have to put up something better, especially since you're supposed to be an offensive guru, pretty much. He's coached under the Shanahans, I believe, Jay Gruden and such. So yeah, you'd think he would have a better understanding of how to get something going offensively. But yeah, that's the game. Detroit Lions moved to 3-1, and they are right now kings of the North. NFC North, that is. They are 3-1. Packers fall to 2-2. The other two in the divisions are 0-3. So the Lions are in really, really good spot to win the division for the first time in a while, especially not since Matt Stafford was there. And hey, maybe Dan Campbell actually is changing things around. They've been talking about a culture change ever since he's gotten there. They've been giving him props all over the place. It really hadn't turned into a lot of wins. Then this year might finally be coming together, beating the Chiefs, now beating their rival, the Packers. 3-1. Good luck to the Lions the rest of the way. But yeah, hey, shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you for being here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, become a channel member. 99 cents a month, you can help support the channel. I will see you on Sunday for the Commanders game. And until next time, see ya!